There was like absolutely no way in hell I was about to make a video right now. And I know that I am supposed to. Because this concept of rejuvenation emotionally is literally, it's something you're doing. Let's just put it this way. Sometimes, at one point, Mount Everest was not ever climbed. It was never, whatever. They never reached the pinnacle, okay? At one point, it was never climbed. There are parts of the human experience that at one point were so far apart that you came along and you were able to feel them back together. And I got this download on the way home. And yes, I was having a panic attack, but I still got the download. And I just saw 111 because I never want to admit how the feelings actually feel inside. Like, I don't know why we do that as humans. Like, we don't want to admit that it's so bad that, like, I had to, like, basically pull over and pray. I mean, so, and it's like, I know where it originates from. It's even scarier. So you're so aware in this reality that you just keep just forging through it. Like, I'm drawn to this sun here. You are just forging through no matter what the fuck is happening. It kind of looks like a pyramid to me. These are interpretive drawings by a deck that I was given. That's a little bit better to see. It looks like a pyramid there, a mountain, and the pyramids were a source of electricity and energy. This looks like water running up it. Yeah, there's a lot of I was gonna say, like, stuff here. Like, there's stuff growing from this. You know that the universe, you are a little piece of the universe. Those things that are going on inside of you are what's going on in the world. And the closer you come, like, the more you feel what's going on, the closer things can come together in union. Like, the closer you can feel at peace with yourself. And just know, like, it feels like you're so special that you're clowning around. No, you're climbing Mount Everest every fucking day, and nobody knows that you're doing it. I just saw 333 and then I looked away and it was 334 because I just, like, didn't want to share some things. But honestly, like, nobody knows how many things you're working through. Like, people know, you explain to people, or you tell people even, but you're not really telling them the extent of everything, and you're not telling them what you're learning. But it's the most important thing that you're learning from what's happening. You're not just going through all this pain for nothing. You're not just reliving situations in your mind that were actually traumatic to you, but that you're coming to new conclusions with. You don't understand that you're forging tools that people will need. I'm going through my Saturn returns right now. Saturn could be significant, like a Saturn placement. Scorpio placements could be significant. Water in general, all this feeling, it's like you're doing things so that you can help the people that need it. There isn't anything created that you have that needs to be created through you. It's not created yet, not the way that you do it. 444. There's a group of people out there. There's people that you're here to serve that you aren't accessible to yet. But you once you go through that lesson, as you go through that lesson, you progress through it. You make it through those lessons. Regardless of how hard they are and how much it feels like it's not going to end, all of it ends. Everything ends. Everything bad ends. All pain ends. Yeah, there could be cycles of pain, cycles, but it ends. It eventually ends. There's not one feeling that you can't not get past. There's not a feeling in the world that you can have come up within you that you're not able to handle without just yourself. No, nothing else. Okay? Nothing else. And what helps is other people's presence and witnessing that emotion. Witnessing that and seeing the gift that it brings after you're able to get to that precipice. Like after you're able to feel that completely, you are the creative gift that emotion was trying to tell you. Like that is a piece of you that was fragmented and missing, and by you feeling it, you integrated it. You're integrating worlds together. So anybody in their Saturn returns right now, you're going through this because you're going to be a leader. And I got this download on the way home. I don't know how a kid that grew up on their iPad is able to withstand the feelings. Because if they're not in their body, and I started crying even harder about this. If they're not in their body, how are they going to feel when they have the slightest bit of irritation? They go rabid. You take their iPad away and they're like, they can't even feel, let alone go through something in reality. So we are basically raising the kids like this. Like, not even if you're an amazing parent, I'm not saying anything bad about parents. I know it's probably one of the hardest things you can ever do. I'm just saying, just think about what kind of skills we're going to need for humans in the future. Like, just like now, like, you work with 23-year-olds. Well, 23-year-olds in 10 years are going to be the kids that grew up on the iPads when they were 13 to 13. Just from 8 to 13, a couple years. Those kids are going to, in 10 years, are going to be your coworkers and your people driving the buses. They're going to be doing the things. They're going to be working at all. So if they are not able to process an emotion, I was so scared that the suicide rate is going to increase. And I definitely don't want that for any kids, because I believe, or anybody, but I believe your feelings, if you have that feeling, you are able to get through it. And you may need assistance, you may need help, but there's actual things that work and things that don't, that you're striving to figure this out for yourself. You're the first woman going. You're the first man going. You're the first one. You're the first set class of people going through this, is what it feels like. You're a pioneer in this field. You weren't made for the fucking office, for this. No, that's why you get to kind of uncharacteristically do things and still get the leases. You still get the attention, even though you're not characteristically perfectly asymmetrical. Like, it's your energy. It's how you move and present yourself, how you use the features that you do have to your advantage. Like, you ever see someone that's like not super like model beautiful, but their personality is so by an external beauty standard, right? But that personality is so beautiful and their heart is so beautiful that then because they were able to see it in themselves, this is so pretty, you're able to see their beauty when you wouldn't categorize. And you know, beauty standards are ridiculous. Like, they're not even, it's a mess. But I'm just saying, if you use that example, and I don't even want to talk about stuff like that because it's like, but you see what I'm saying? Like, someone that's, you know, shining their light and completely themselves is so much more beautiful just in everything they are. They're like, I like the way their face is like that. Like, they're so fucking cute. And it's like, because you're experiencing them, and then you meet someone that's stereotypically like your type or beautiful or whatever. And I'm not saying anything about the beauty standards, or like, I'm not talking about any of that. I'm just talking about the example. Like, and they're this aesthetic, but when you get to know them, you're like, I don't think you would have my back if I don't even think you have the depth. Like, not to say anything about specific people. I'm just saying you have to like recognize when depth is there, when respect is there, when like mutual mutual depth, mutual reciprocation is there for your friendships, your relationships, like people in your life. Like you have a better barometer for that depth and support. You just like, I just saw 11-11 again, or I saw 1-1-1 and then 11-11. It's like, pick people that mirror you and that show you, that are not afraid to be like, hey, are you okay? As a friend, what would you need me to do in this situation? I used to do that, and my friends just started asking me that. I'm like, wow. like it's like actually happening. Like, I was actually looking up rental assistance, and one of these old managers, or not one of these old managers, it's just one of my, a manager, like a person I know from the industry, but I never worked for her, but I always wanted to, and I always looked up to her. And she's like a work contact kind of thing. And she called me, but I was like in the middle of a tour that the lady did lease, and I was like, she's texted me right after, hey, do you want me to enter you into a drawing, no strings attached, free rent for $2,000 for like a year, or $2,000 free rent. And I was like, no strings attached? Of course there's gonna be strings attached, like da da da. And I didn't call her back. I had the panic attack coming home, unfortunately. But fortunately, because you wouldn't have got this message and I wouldn't have got gems, it just gets a little hard to experience that. And I know that you're also going through things like that. So it sucks. But because I can feel it. I wasn't planning on like doing this right now. I was planning on like sleeping to recover from that. And I messaged her back, and she goes, oh, we just drew an hour ago. But you know what? I had a feeling come up like, fucking shit, because I was just trying to do this stuff. And you know what it shows you? When an opportunity leaves, there's another one there for you. Because she was also a manager of a job that I wanted, but it ended up not being good opportunity, and they didn't like some parts of my personality. Like, it was like something on my Instagram they didn't like, but it was me being real. So just recognize the losses as, it's not a loss, it's not a missed opportunity, it's a barometer for where you are. Yeah, so you're getting dates, you're getting people want to be in partnership with you, or they're wanting to take you out, right? It's not exactly the kind of people that you want, but you're like, not, I wouldn't say it like that. Maybe it's not the gender that you want. And it's like, you just have to understand, hey, maybe it's like you're not just stuck with these options for whatever. You're just entering a vibration of flow. It's just with the easiest things that come to you. And you're like, okay. And sometimes situations, like, you're just getting an idea for where your vibration is. And you can't focus on the losses, because if you do, you're just going to push new things away. You will meet somebody and you won't even be able to handle it. Like, you literally just won't even be able to handle it. You'll probably push them away. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, you won't be able to recognize like good people in your life. Like, even I remember this with friends specifically, where in my life, like, I had some people that like really fucking cared about me, and I was just an asshole. I was just kind of an asshole about it. And they loved me and they wanted to support me, and I just would stop talking to them. Like, you know, and they were always, and then I would hang out with people that were like more degenerate because I wanted to feel excitement in dangerous ways. And then I remember one of them being like, I sent some random thing to like a bunch of people on Facebook, and my friend, I just keep thinking about this. She goes, I haven't talked to you in like 3 or whatever, however many months or years it was, and you send me this? Like, what the fuck? Like, did I mean nothing to you? I was like, yeah, you're right. I'm an asshole. Like, like I was like, oh fuck. Yeah, I was in extreme avoidance, which, like, you need those situations. You need someone to go and say, hey, dude, like, okay, like, I thought we were real close, you know? So it just feels like you're starting to be able to do that. Ooh. I was just talking about this. 9 of Pentacles. She's living in her fucking abundant era. Ooh. And a fresh new start. Thank God. One of these videos I cried a lot, and I could sit here and do that, but I don't even know. I mean, no, it's good to cry. It's just at a certain point, do I want to just go through with like the way information comes out, or do I just express it physically? And then what we got? Preparation, progress, foresight, enterprise. Ooh, yeah. So the only thing you're going through as you go on this fresh new start, ooh, progress is doing its thing. You're sitting in an abundant vibration, and you're turning this, when you see, I call it the curmudgeon. When you see the curmudgeon come out, this greedy motherfucker that's like angry at everyone, wants to push everyone away, wants to be like that bitch to yourself, to others, okay? That's like someone's a little too close to you, or they cut you in line, you're like, but you're inside doing that. Yeah. Oh no. I notice that part of myself, and you're noticing it too, and you notice it in others, and you don't necessarily judge it, and you're not acting on it. You're not acting on the, yeah, I was standing here. Yeah, I was waiting for the shower. Yeah, I was you know, we all have this, well, maybe you don't, but I call it the curmudgeon. Okay, it's like the self-sabotaging piece. It's just one little aspect, right? And the curmudgeon is keeping my reality the way that it is. So I'm judging other people with this part of this curmudgeon. It's a self-protection mechanism, but it's keeping me kind of stuck at 4 of Pentacles when I could have 9, be chilling. They're on a vine. I don't have to protect them, and I'm chilling with this falcon. I'm learning falconry. Like, I am doing my hobbies that have nothing to do with creating more money, because the fucking money is on the back here of this bush. They're on the back of this bush, and they are just chilling there. She got resting on one palm holder. She's not stressed for money, okay? So the curmudgeon loves to see the world that way. What you see and what you think and your beliefs become your reality. Your thoughts become your reality. So the curmudgeon is constantly in the forefront of your being, and it's letting you... This is the curmudgeon. What? I don't believe in no strings attached free rent. Yeah, right. It was a real estate place. They were just drawing. All I had to do was answer. But I was like this. Strings attached. Yeah, okay. And then I had a panic attack. So I was in this whole other reality and there's no judgment, and there's no, on this part judges, the curmudgeon judges, but you have to see it as a curmudgeon. You're in that, where's the fucking, I want the hermit card. I just want the hermit. When you want something, so all right, let me just finish this curmudgeon. It's keeping you in a certain reality. It's keeping you focused on things that you don't prefer because it's just your old reality. When you want something new, you're embodying that new sense of being. And there is a lot to be said about being the partner that you want to be with. You're not dumb and ugly, especially with your fucking energy. If you don't feel that way right now, you clean up well, just chill. You're actually really fucking beautiful and really cool and a really good partner. And you learned a lot. So you're not just some random person that's just gonna have some random thing, unless you need to learn lessons, and that's fine. There really isn't an exact, like, science to any of this. Everybody's reality is different, and it's what they prefer. And there's no wrong decisions. There's just nothing wrong. Everything changes, okay? But if you're wanting something, that you can't receive as the curmudgeon because goddamn, don't burden her anymore. She's already, like, doesn't want to even see people because she's like this, the curmudgeon part of you. She's like this. She's not gonna let shit in. If someone gave her $1 million check with absolutely no strings attached, she wouldn't believe it. She would be like, what? You're trying to fucking scam me. See what I'm saying? So you have to be in that reality of, oh, I deserve this, fuck yeah. Because I have boundaries, because I know that if it is a string attached, which I'm not gonna focus on, but if it is, I'm fine either way. So sure, yeah, let me see what you got. It's like this unattachment. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, Megan. Get right back to you, hold on. And I know, it's weird because I know 3 Megans in my life right now. Like, come on. So you're becoming, you're being the version that receives that type of attention, that abundance. So you're being the person literally down to, do you clean your shower? Would you want to walk into your partner's shower and be like, we're about to get naked in here? No, it's disgusting or whatever. It's like, you got to clean this up a little bit. Would you want, is there a space? Do you cook well? This is the thing. Do you do it for yourself? It's not for yourself like, oh, on this little thing that's the curmudgeon. You see what I'm saying? So the curmudgeon identity is what you are when you're it. And when you're light and you're feeling things, going through things, you're doing it in such a creative way. You're cleaning yourself, you're cleaning your space, you're taking care of the time people take to reach out to you. That you reach out to your friends, you ask, you maintain this ecosystem of like emotional availability, emotional support, right? Especially with yourself, you're open to an experience happening that you're equipped to handle, but you don't know what's going to happen because you didn't drive down this road yet, theoretically or physically. You didn't talk to that cute girl yet. You don't know how it's going to happen. You know what I mean? You didn't get to the point where you meet someone that's going to do the same mission. You just didn't get to that point yet. That doesn't mean that that's never going to just never happen. That means you are learning how to embody what you already are. Because what you are now, if you get this plopped, you get what you are now. Oh, well, I kind of want to, have myself unlock before I like bring somebody else into my life again. So it's a lot about things, people and relationships, but you learn situations through relationships, just like the relationships with yourself. And there is new coming for you. It's coming. It's like, this is a little romantic offer. This is a renewed sense of emotional intimacy. So those things could kind of come in different ways than you would expect. And maybe from people you don't expect. Not the people that you don't like, but I'm just saying maybe you get attention, like I was saying earlier, from, like, just say the sex that you don't prefer to date, but you get attention from that. So you don't know. It's still showing you're attracting in energies and people that want to support you, and you refine that. You don't have to, experience anything that you don't want to experience, but you just notice, oh my god, there's possibilities with this. Like, you're just you're flirting with the idea. You're flirting. That's the perfect example. You're flirting with the idea. Maybe I can have friends that support me emotionally, so that the next time I'm in a partnership, I'm not completely relying on them to support me emotionally. And I'm doing that for myself consistently, alone, emotionally. And yeah, there is a lot, but that's amazing, because how else would I know any of this shit? How else would I begin to read the fucking cards? I wouldn't know how to do any of this shit if I wasn't as emotional as I am. So that could be a dialogue within you, right? And people are going to be sorry about what they lost. I had a person from literally 10 years ago message me and said, and we kind of had a falling out, and we were really good friends, and she was like, I'm so sorry, you're like such a real friend. And I really regret not. I remember that. I still think about you all the time. Like, basically, like, I'm a piece of her. I'm a piece, and it was just beautiful. And I felt in that I had to set a boundary where I'm like, you're not respecting me completely, I had to set a boundary, and that is actually, over the next 10 years, was a huge bunch of lessons that keep happening. But you're expecting to change. You're expecting this because you know that you're growing into a new person, but you're expecting, oh, people will eventually realize. I mean, you're not expecting like, oh, I need them to validate me. It's like, no, you're giving yourself what you always needed, and now you have a barometer to even be turned on by things that actually are good for you, and is not a trauma response, or is not like limerence and things that are only meant to teach you, not meant to be with you. Like, that's another sign too. Like, if people don't want to stick through life with you, like, as devoted as you feel, then they aren't coming. And that's okay. They aren't in that space to hold that for you. And that's okay. And that's when other people fill that gap. And, things can change, but you have to like recognize like what's happening currently for you at this time, and how you deal with things all the time. So why are you so understanding of everyone else when people now are asking, how are you doing? What's going on? How can I best support you? I know I'm not here all the time. I don't see my friends every day, but they're like, hey, how can I support you when you're going through it? I could see stuff's going on. I could feel it. How are you? It's not like they have to really do anything. They just ask. And that, it supports me so much more than anyone knows. And I hope that as you watch this video, you're attracting those people and you're getting those messages, because it is happening. It is happening. Sometimes the progress is slow. Sometimes you think you miss opportunities, but it doesn't work like that. You're not meant to just sit here and not get everything that you want and desire. And you're not waiting. You're preparing. Okay? I love you guys. Have a great night.